Hello, my name is Prince and welcome to this video. In this video I will explain how we can configure host file for local name resolution using Ansible. This is the lab setup I will be using for this task. I will use user with username Ansible for this task, for which SSH keys are already set up between Ansible control node and Ansible managed nodes. Also, privilege escalation is configured for Ansible user on all the managed nodes. Now let's move to the task. This is practical example and we often need to configure host file to act as local DNS. Here is task description. Create a playbook named hosts.yml to configure local DNS functionality on all remote nodes or hosts using hosts file. Use hosts.j2 as template file and hosts file contents should display IP address, then FQDN, then host name. We know format of hosts file. Default entries for localhost should also be included. We know in every hosts file there are always default entries for local node. They should not be overwritten. We must include them as well. Now coming to Jinja2 template file. Again, here we need to use for statement. We know how to use it. For host in Ansible_play_batch. Then here I'm also adding one if statement. However, we don't need this because we know this interface or this device is existing on all our managed nodes. You might not need the same on the exam. So here we are checking if Ansible_enp0s3. This is interface name or device name in our case. On the exam, you might have different interface name. For example, ETH0. So if this interface is in host vars host, so it will check Ansible facts of each host, and if this interface is present, then it will move to this statement. But we'll omit this from our file. We really don't need this. Then here is the expression to refer to the IP address. We know how to form this expression. Important here is we must use host vars along with host variable. Then we know this expression. Then tab. Then here I'm specifying host using Jinja2 expression. We know this will be replaced with mhost1, 2, 3 and mhost4 during different 4 iterations. I'm adding .example.com to display or to use FQDN or to add FQDN, and finally host. Then we must and if statement, then for statement. This is all we need to do to create Jinja2 templating file. Now coming to the playbook contents. We must set target as all remote nodes. Become must be set to true because we need to configure hosts file, which is system administration task. Gather_facts must be set to true because we need to use Ansible facts variables during this task. Then here in the tasks section, we know we need to use template module. Using SRC will specify Jinja2 templating file. Then here is dest. We know this dest /etc/hosts. Here we don't need to use any when condition because we need to configure host file on all remote nodes. Now let's move to the Ansible control node and start doing this task. Now we are on Ansible control node and I'm logged in as Ansible user. On this path, we need to create Jinja2 templating file. Also we need to create playbook. But first of all, I will display contents of hosts file on all remote nodes. We know we can use Ansible ad hoc command for this. Ansible all. Then here we need to provide command to display file. This is all we need to do. So here we have output. On each host, we have only default entries. Now I will clear the screen. Now what we'll do, we'll copy hosts file present on Ansible controller node to our file, which we need to create as template file, just to copy two default lines. hosts.j2. Now I will open this file in editing mode. We know we need to delete all this. We just need to keep these two lines. Now here we'll write our for statement. We know how to write for statement. For host in Ansible underscore play underscore batch. Then dash percentage curly bracket close. Here I will provide expression to refer to IP address. So we need to use this expression. Make sure you are using correct name for interface. Now I will close this with double curly brackets. Tab. Now here we know we need to use host, then dot example.com, then tab, then here we'll use host. We must provide space in the beginning and end. This is all we need to do. As I told you earlier, I am omitting if statement because this is not needed in our case. And 4. You can practice using if statement as well, but this will not bring any difference in our case. Now I will just go over this file just to make sure everything is okay and we did not miss any brackets. All seems okay. On the top, I would like to add one more line. For example, managed by Ansible. Just to give indication, this file is created using Ansible. I will save and quit. Now we need to create our playbook with name hosts.yml. We must set target as all, become must be set to true, gather fast must be set to true. Then in the tasks section we'll define our task. I will provide description deploying template. We know we need to use template module using src. I will specify Jinja2 templating file. then dest /etc/hosts. This is all we need to do. I will save and exit. Now before we execute this playbook, I will perform syntax check. All seems okay. Now we'll execute this playbook. Ansible playbook hosts.yml. Gathering facts. This task is in progress. Deploying template. Template is being deployed. It has been done. We have good sign. Now we know we need to use ad hoc command to verify results. This is all we need to provide here. So here we have output as expected. On every node, this file has been configured. We can see our comment on the top. Just to give indication, this file is managed by Ansible. We also have default entries. Then we have our entries in the format as per requirement. I will tell you again, the order of these entries can be different. This does not matter for the exam at all. You don't need to worry about this. But we have correct entries. This is IP address of mhost1. This is FQDN. Then hostname. Same for all nodes. This is all about this task. You can enroll to complete course on RHCE-EX294 on www.udemy.com. Here are the course details. Course name is Complete Guide on Red Hat Certified Engineer Cert. Thanks for watching this video.